Hello everyone, Sheena here. I've been asked a few times, so I thought I'd put this video out today. What am I going to do when the government deadline comes and the social media ban hits? Well, absolutely nothing, because it's not lawful and you just simply have to say no. I think if anything people should have learnt from COVID was all you had to do was simply not comply. I actually sent a writ that is currently before the federal court that is arguing the total unlawfulness of this legislation. Now, additional to this writ, there is a case going before the federal court this Friday with what her name is known as Celine versus Machine against the e-safety commissioner. Celine had a post about a queer club that was being held at a local primary school, and that was taken down. Now, Celine ended up taking this to the Administrative Review Tribunal with the help of the Free Speech Union, and they won the case. Now, not satisfied, the e-safety commissioner has now taken it to the federal court, and this will come to be argued this Friday. So I hope to get more information about that. As yet I haven't. I have looked at the writ though, and I've asked a very good friend knowledgeable on this to give me his opinion on it, and he thinks there are very strong arguments in this writ arguing the unlawfulness of the Online Safety Act, according to several arguments, including the argument about proportionality. Now, aside from all of that, I think that one of the sort of conspiracies or end goals as to why they might want to bring all of this under 16 bans all across the world is obviously they want to attach our some form of digital ID, some form of government ID onto our social media and be able to easily identify who people are and perhaps prosecute them under hate speech laws or, various trumped up charges. But let's leave aside all of that. Why might they be putting all this out in the public, knowing that it's, completely unlawful for them to be asking this information? And if you think about what's actually happened over the last few years, how difficult it is to actually put a message out there, then you might consider that perhaps they're doing it in order to scare people off and say, okay, well, I'm just going to get off social media now. Why do I need social media? The reason why you need social media is because it is actually the new phone book. It is the new way of communicating. It's businesses are done through it. What's really wrong, or not wrong, but what's really people have had to navigate through it all is how to, I guess, break the algorithm. I haven't, and it's always changing. So I came on LinkedIn because I was so shadow banned on Facebook. I was literally talking to myself. Now it's kind of flipped the other way. My reach on LinkedIn is considerably lower, and I think that's across the board for a lot of people. I don't think it's necessarily a conspiracy targeting me. I don't think I'm all that special. But I've noticed that Facebook all of a sudden has completely taken off, and on my accounts. I'm not posting anything different than I usually do. I copy my posts across from LinkedIn to Facebook to Telegram. And I'm thinking, why is that? And just, continue with me a little bit longer. But one of the reasons I think that Facebook people are being channeled across, say, to Facebook and to X, is because they're asking creators they're enticing creators to be monetized. Now, I haven't done that. I feel that that's a bit of a trap. You enter into a contract with these businesses. I'm not going to criticize anyone who does. If people want to support me, they can come and subscribe to my website, uncensoredwisdom.com, support my business, or whatever. But it's not really my thing. I didn't actually come on social media to be someone that would, I guess, make an income here. But here's the difficulty. In business today, you actually have to be on social media. You have to be seen. People have to know who you are. And I think this is a product of how impersonal the world has also become, that people want that connection. So we all do. It's human. The more digitalized things have become, the more we are gravitating to these online platforms, and it'll probably flip the other way, where we're also using these online platforms to connect to people in real life, which adds to the richness of our life. It's how human evolution, things kind of move in cycles. What you need to do right now is back up your social media, because already some accounts have been suspended and people have been asked for identification, or just complete, and we know that that's the case anyway. They can suspend you for all sorts of reasons, not necessarily asking to prove if you're over 16 years of age. Download your data. You can do that on LinkedIn, you can do it on Instagram, you can do it on Facebook. I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure you can probably do it on TikTok as well. So I do think that this is probably a good wake-up call for all of us, that we shouldn't rely completely on social media. Have alternative means. Make sure you keep your mailings, especially if you're running a business. It's really important to have your client data and not rely on these social media platforms. If anyone needs help setting that up, I do have a business, passioncomputing.com.au, and we can help you set up a mailing list for your business, put it on your website. People do need to take control of their online space and their online identity, and not be beholden to these social media companies, these tech oligarchs who think that they can control what you say, what you do, what you post, and basically make you jump with the algorithm. So I will put an article out later today on my website, uncensoredwisdom.com, regarding how you, all of this online censorship, what I think is the agenda behind it, the policing of social media, how it's actually being weaponized against people in different parts of the world to imprison them even. And perhaps how you can, decide what subjects are sensitive, how you can navigate this space. They've done it really well in China. People use various keywords to avoid a lot of the censors. And so they've figured it out. They still use social media, but they do it in such a way that they can't be, tripped up. Well, I guess this is the whole cat and mouse game of all of this. If they want to play the game, if these social media companies want to play the game, unfortunately, we have this system where they own the systems currently, and we are just waking up to the reality that free came with a price tag, and many of us are not happy about how expensive that price tag is to our privacy and to our way of life, to how it controls people's thoughts, and it influences society. Now, I know that there are many people that are working in this space who are creating true alternatives. We can hope that these alternatives will overthrow the powers that be, who are currently trying to capture our whole essence in some sort of twin city digital prison. And in the meantime, we can still play the game. We don't have to be afraid. We, the people, do actually hold the power. And so never forget